Right, hi guys, I just need to fix this. So I just needed to show you what song was on. Still not a player. I didn't actually know what that song was, by the way, until I heard other channelers referring to it. I was like, what the fuck is that? So I go and look at the word. I don't even really know the words. I mean, it's something along the lines of, I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player, I just cross it, whatever. You know what I mean? Look at the words. It won't be all be significant, but it will be something. So I've actually already done the message for today. All of these ones are intense because it's a Cancer full moon tomorrow. It's the last degrees of, what time is that? Oh yeah, it's the very last degrees of Gemini. So you could be feeling really compelled to speak your truth or do some kind of communication, or someone is like that towards you. Now look, we've got let go of expectation in the corner here, and it says I'm enough, and 11 in the corner, and I feel this is what this is going to be about, right? So that's fucking hilarious. Look what I just got drawn to. You nasty twin. Am I fucking imagining things? So again, you know, maybe your twins pissed you off in some kind of way, or that's how they feel about them. Like, you know what I mean? I think it can often be like that in these, like, someone's the good one and someone's the bad one. But that would just be people's, oh my God, look, they're going right in. That would be people's dark thoughts. You know what I mean? So, because really, you're both that. You know what I mean? You're the same energy if it's your twin flame. Right, okay. So, if you're new to me, my name's Claire. Healing is weaved in everything I do. Fucking burning up again, so I'm just gonna strip off, not that you can see that. By the way, I don't know what the fuck it is with tartan, right, but there must be something significant, because these are actually different pyjama, like these are pyjamas, right, and the ones I had on the other day, because look, it's not got the gold bit, the one I had on the other day is like a nightie, and this is like, you know, like a shirt and, oh actually it has got gold lining on the, it has got a bit of gold lining here, actually. But it's, anyway, blah, blah, blah. The point is that I don't get made to do things, say things, wear things. My life is not my own, to quote Cloud Atlas. Which, oh fuck, there's too much. Oh, see what I mean? The synchronicities, there's fucking overload coming in. Everything I say, everything I do, blah, 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 it's all channeling, right? And there's a lot of energy, so I just need to get this out. Because I've actually already done today's. Because I look after my niece. Well, actually, I had her yesterday too, but I look after my niece on Thursdays, right? And I just thought, right, the day's going to run away. Because some days I don't get to sleep, I don't get up late, blah, 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 right? But long story short, about my good night girl. This is, I'm picking up on either a divine masculine that wants to do this, has done it, or a divine feminine that is picking up. It's going to be a mixture of it's and also, by the way, I'm going to try and get them to remind me to do Michelle's card. So although I don't feel unless Michelle's keeping secrets that Michelle's in a kind of like dramatic romantic situation like this right now, but you will be at some point. All of you will be if you're tuning into this, unless you're one of the nosy fuckers. But watch this. Even though I'm talking about love and all that, um, I bet you it's going to make sense to you in some sort of way, right? Now it's quite interesting because see when I just said it like that, love and I mean, I was going to say love and other things, and it reminded me of that film, Love and what was it? Is it Love and Drugs and oh, anyway, it is. It's called Love and Other Things, Love, Drugs and Other Things, something like that. But anyway, that's going to have real significance. I haven't watched that film in years, but it's really beautiful. Very Cancer full moon, actually, if you're wanting a good greet. It's yeah, and I feel there's going to be significance in that. There's definitely going to be significance because from what I remember, it is like that. Like the guy's a player, you know, he's just kind of like not really attaching to anyone, quite good looking, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And then he meets somebody that he's like, oh, who's, you know what I mean, who's this? But she's actually got like, forgive me, I don't know what, that's weird. I don't usually say that. Like, I wouldn't be like, forgive me. But so there's something about forgiveness here. I don't know what issues meant to have. I don't know if it's maybe meant to be like I don't know, I'm not even going to say, right, but she's got some kind of illness where she gets really tired and actually then she starts to not be able to walk that well and everything. It's really fucking sad, actually, right? And it's like, basically what I'm getting at is unconditional love, because she's like, look, you can have anyone you want. You don't want me. I'm going to be a burden, all that kind of stuff, right? And so somebody's feeling like this. So I think basically, right, I'm going with this, like, I know that what all the things I'm going to say are going to have meaning. So it's going to, don't focus on who's the divine masculine, who's the divine feminine, who's the guy, who's the girl, because some of you are same sex couples. Some divine feminines can be men, some divine masculines can be women. At this point, with the twins I'm tuning into, you're actually swapping in and out of both. So this is what's really important. If I can finally spit out, see what I mean? Look how long I'm taking to. This is all part of it, but it's like there's a lot of nervous energy that I'm picking up on. But I'm actually picking up on excitement as well, as I got drawn to 555, big change. It's like, this is definitely about communication, right? Because it's the last degrees of Gemini moon, which is the house of communication, and it's speaking your truth. And this, it's staring at the Ace of Swords, which is about truth. Like, to me, that is like new beginnings. It's just truth. Like, it's truth, truth, truth. It's like, this is the truth. Like, because when I was confirming this, it was like, yep, that's the truth. And I'm going to just get into what this is, because I pulled these cards before I came on, because I was like, fucking hell, man, because the energy that I was picking up on was really intense. And the songs that are coming on, there's that one again. What's that one again? It's 50 Shades of Grey anyway, when I just said intense. But Love Me Like You Do. Yeah, it's Love Me Like You Do. And that always, it's the helicopter scene, do you know what I mean, girls? Men will know too, but it's like, it does give you that kind of, you get chill. I get chills when I hear that, because I always remember that. Anyway, and I've got Winging It on my mug. Christ, you'd never not know I've got ADHD on this fucking video. Anyway, hilarious. Right, let's go with this. Oh man, look what they've made me pick up. Look what they've just made me pick up, right? It's the wolf fucking full moon tomorrow, and they've just made me, this lights up. Not that I ever put it on, to be honest, but so that's got significance. But we know it's got significance to all of us, because it is the wolf full moon. But lots of you connect with the wolf energy too, like it is your power animal. And like I say, I think it's just got something to do with letting something out, right? Okay, so before I get into Michelle's, right? So like I said, it's Gemini moon as I'm channeling this right now, and in the UK anyway, where I am, after about 2 o'clock, it's going to be into the Cancer moon. And so I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this for. Wait a minute. Yes, I do, because I'm going to put a timer on. Have I even got that long? Yeah, I'll put that. Right, I've put it on for 25 minutes. We'll see how long. It doesn't need to be that long, but whatever. God, honestly, see, if you don't do anything like what I do, this is giving you an idea how intense this work is, because I tap into the Twin Flame Collective, and I can, there's just a lot of, they're pulling me to enjoy every moment now. Basically, right, I'm going to channel for a bit, and I'm going to read the cards. What I feel this is about enjoying the journey, enjoying every moment, and that's why we've got let go of expectations. It's about when you feel what I would call the spirit move you, or the Holy Spirit, or whatever, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Again, I, depending on my mood, will call a higher power different things. You just get a fucking feeling, right? This is what I'm getting that somebody needs this message, right? And it's about getting out your head, actually. And again, with Mars retrograde still, in Gemini, which is about the mind, and then Mercury retrograde right now, there's just a lot of fucking washing machine thoughts going on for people, anxiety, overthinking. And if you were prone to that anyway, it really could be, talk about dark, it could be really pretty dark. So what I'm saying is, if you could be prone to that too, but you've learned ways to navigate it. I just feel that's going to make sense to whoever it makes sense to. Then if you can make it easier for anyone in your life, whether this is anything to do with true love, the Two of Cups, or well, that's a bit intense now. But I mean, it is twin flame, so I'm not going to fucking water that down, right? True love, as we're looking at true. What you're asking, yes, what you're asking about is the truth. Someone's asked again. Someone's asked something because there's a story behind this. These two fucking cards came out again together. Definitely yes. The answer to your question is a strong yes. I mean, how much more confirmation do you need? Let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe out now. It's the anxiety. Right, anyway. So, it doesn't need to be true love, or you don't need to know that it's that yet, but this is something about love, right? Because it's a twin flame channel. Or just, of course it is, because look what just came on. Rise. And I love that song because it's about somebody. I've been staring at the coastline. There's someone on the precipice, thinking of every choice I've made. By the way, can I just point out, this isn't necessarily about a divine masculine, like a man going towards a woman. This can also be a woman going towards a man. It can be a woman going towards a woman. It can be a man going towards a man. You know what I mean? And it can also be, I'm going to say in rare cases, it can be divine feminine going towards divine masculine to 1111. There's 1111 on that card. So just trust yourself, right? I'm being really, really guided to say, trust yourself. Because of the swapping in and out, the divine masculine, divine feminine, but it's also about, I don't really know how to word it, Doris, but it's about, is it going to absolutely fucking devastate you if you reach out to someone and they pie you, as I'd say, or ghost you? Like, or is it going to be like, all right, it's a bit shit, but it's not going to fucking be the end of the world kind of thing? And I've said this before, I keep channeling it, but it's important to ask yourself that, right? Because if it isn't the end of the, if you'd be a bit disappointed, but you're not going to be absolutely, sitting with your head in your hands, crying your heart out, fucking heartbroken because you're absolutely desperate, heartbroken, this needs to happen. Don't be fucking texting anyone if you're in that place, right? Twin flame or not, because that's actually karmic stuff that I'm describing. But if you are called to do something like that, and then you can just let go of expectations, right? You do get rewarded for it. It's not always in the way, I've channeled this before, but it's not always, oh wait a minute, I just wanted to, I've got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. So again, while my heart's thumping, you're going to see me rise because I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I've got my, anyway, just listen to it because it's a nice song. I used it on one of the shorts like ages ago when I'd done the music ones. So it's about it. Although it is about, I really do feel there's a huge, well, when I say I really do feel it's strong, there's a huge collective of divine masculine energy here. Either the divine masculines in a dynamic, feeling ready to do something. It might not be a fucking Richard Gere moment crawling up your fucking, what do you call it? Crawling up the pipes with the fucking roses in the mouth, do you know what I mean? But it's something, it could be like, hey, how are you? Been thinking of you. Or I don't know, right? Whatever the situation is. Or like I say, you could have a rush of your divine masculine energy. Even if you're primarily divine feminine, that's like, fuck, I've got to do this. Talking from past experience, I have had that before, right? It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's intense. And that's why they're using my past experiences to stress this to me. And I've never regretted it any single time I've done it. But I've also said before, no matter what the outcome, but I've also said before, when it's came to birthdays, right, in particular, I wait to see how I'm feeling on the day. Even when, to be honest, there was one year when I had, it was like a few people had basically said it was a good idea, right? But my intel was saying beautiful soul. Because if you're coming from a place of being a beautiful, look, a Cinderella story too, that might be relevant because that's the kind of thing where it's like they're both not playing games but wearing a mask, and then he runs at the end. They're all these films are like that. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? These are all the films that I love and quite a lot of use out. But it's, do it because you are, that came on for a reason. Do it because you're a beautiful soul and you feel like you want to do it. And that's why it'll have winging it on my mug. Now, can I just put a buffer on that? Where there's situations where, again, speaking from past experience, where there's situations where you either know that somebody is in a relationship or possibly could be, well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because it could go against your morals, your values, everything. But I'm going to lean upon some wise advice that one of my very best friends said to me. One of my friends that's not that much older, but she's a bit older and wiser, definitely got a connection to the divine as well in her own way, had said to me once, and I've said this before, you're not, like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of, it's only saying happy birthday. Do you know what I mean? Like, what happens next is like up to the, you know, whether the person even fucking says thanks or replies or anything. What happens next is, well, that would still be your call, wouldn't it? Because even if somebody was in a relationship and they reply and it's a bit kind of, well, they shouldn't be replying the way that they are, then that's, you know what I mean? That's then, it's a test of your morals and values and integrity, right? And I know what I would do. I'd be like, listen, you want to talk to me, then don't be fucking being with other people. But not, God, that's, oh my God, actually, do you know what? That's interesting the way that I meant in the way of, I don't want to talk to somebody's boyfriend, basically, is the way that I meant, or I don't want to talk to somebody's girlfriend, or I fucking certainly don't want to talk to somebody's wife or husband, you know what I mean? So, if you want to just get to know me, make sure you're available for it, you know what I mean? But the way that I just channeled that there, that could be like, kind of like, someone either doesn't want you at all or they want you all themselves. And that, I do feel that's what true twin flame, it's kind of, what am I trying to say here? I need some cards to back up what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, it is that kind of all or nothing vibe where, well, basically someone gives you their all or they give you nothing. But I would say in these connections, for a lot of really intense ones, and yes, I'm fucking leaning upon my own experience there, it could just be nothing. But it would be literally both people have given each other nothing. Because yes, that is speaking from personal experience, and that can be confusing. And if you're not confident enough to know what's going on, you could be like, right, well, fuck that then. And I did for a long time, even though I knew that wasn't true. I did lean in because I was meant to for all that time, right? I was meant to lean into that. And I don't know if I already said this before, but I really wouldn't be surprised if one of these fucking songs gets me crying, because either it's going to be something meaningful to me, or, well, let's face it, it's going to be that. And definitely it's probably going to happen soon because I just said that, so let's leave it here and see what it switches to. But yeah, what I'm saying is the stuff that they're... Tips. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. I fucking love that. Now that's not making me cry, but it's fucking made me laugh. Because teen drinking is very bad. Right, anyway, listen, everybody drunk on the dance floor, baby girl asked you. Anyway. Maybe because she heard that rhyme hard. Maybe. Anyway, listen, you know, I doubt that's going to have extremely meaningful words, but it does make sense to me because of what I say all the time, that me and my beloved, don't usually call him that, do I? It's not mine yet, is it? Oh, look at the confidence. That says yet. But it's about the fact, all jokes aside and weird channeling, it's about because Venus is an Aquarius, remember, and Aquarius is about weird and wonderful. It's about the fact that me and my twin always just connected when we were drunk, right? And so it's actually quite scary. Like, when you put aside the fact that whenever the two of us are not with someone else, well, it's no fucking me, is it? Anyway, you know, because this is to help other people too. But in that example, anyway, it's about that would be like a new person. It really would, because we were always drunk, right? So that's why. So that does make sense to me. Anyway, and it'll have other meaning behind it as well for whoever else is connected to this, right? Just tell me something before I get into explaining what all this is about. Right, I fucking knew it. Right, throat chakra. Right, what did I start off by saying? The energy that I'm feeling, and it's now calmed down, is about somebody just needs to speak their truth. Now, this could be you watching it, you could be a divine masculine, because I happen to feel that's what they've made me shift into now, helping the divine masculines, right? And bear in mind, like, it does kind of fuck me off a little bit, right? Because, and look, someone's speaking their truth today. Someone is speaking their truth today. I don't know who it is. I don't know if the person's going to find the video, but I'm putting out there to do. Someone's speaking their truth today. This could be you, it could be your twin. Let's face it, it's going to be one or the other. Someone's going to do it first. It doesn't fucking matter who. But it's like, and it might not even be the 5th of January. It could be the 5th of February. It's going to be the 5th of a month anyway. But I do feel this is someone's today. And it's because the full moon tomorrow is about feelings, and it's feelings coming up to the surface. Now, some people could be so overwhelmed that they can't do anything about that. I'm going to leave it there and see what it switches to again. Yeah. What are you trying to tell me? There's something I was going to say and it went away. But that means it's like there's something someone was going to say. They might have even wrote something out, typed it, and then stopped and thought, nah, I can't. Like, just feeling like, I feel nervous. So basically what I'm saying is if it's absolutely agonising for you and you'd be fucking sweating buckets, terrified, and if the person doesn't reply, it would ruin your day. You know what I mean? All that kind of shit. Like, don't do it, right? Do things afraid, but it's not worth making yourself ill over, basically. It's not worth being in dark thoughts over something like that. But I truly do believe there's some of you guys out there, there's some women out there, regardless of whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine for this one, I feel that's not what it would do to you. And I do feel that's the tipping point we're at right now. Take me home. Oh God, I knew it. I'm not going to cry. It's a bit dramatic, but possibly I'm. So, take me home. The story behind this is at the end of my uni course. I knew they were going to put on. I knew it. And look, I'm sharing my wounded story, which actually isn't about the twin flame journey, but it kind of is. It kind of isn't. Anyway, this bit specifically isn't. God, now it will fucking take up the 10 minutes left. At the end of you write an essay, right? At the end, I've told this before, I think, on a live, but I bet you loads of people won't have seen it because it was like my lives were like 4 hours and that during one of the first challenges. Long story short, I used a lot of songs, that won't be a shocker, to portray my feelings, which were in a very dark place. Because if you don't know this song, look. I can't remember the tune right. Well, I can, but wait a minute. Clock before I hit the ground. Tell me I'm safe, you've got me now. Would you take the wheel if I lose control? If I'm lying here, would you take me home? Could you take care of a broken soul? Will you hold me now? Will you take me home? So this might not be you feeling like this. So this might be your twin feeling like this. Or it is you feeling like this. Well, that's a bit fucking extreme. Anyway, but do you know what I mean? It's like, it's basically like very vulnerable, that song. It's like, and the reason why I used it, because I don't, to be honest, like, so I'm glad that I don't like hearing that song. I quite often change it. I'd say actually every time it comes on, I change it. And now it's just came up battery sufficiently charged, because it's my wee charger thing. So I feel somebody has got enough energy now to do something about this, or enough courage. Again, like I said, this could be you. I feel this is you watching it, or whoever. Or it's about, just whatever, right? And but yeah, so do you know what I mean? It's all mixed up with what I'm saying, but I get what they're trying to say. It's like, to me, that song's intense for me, because I poured my heart out in this essay, and it always makes me cringe because I'm like, fucking hell, man. Like, I've never read it since the day I fucking. But I remember the bits and pieces that I said, and I did actually, I did actually briefly mention that I was in, I was in love with someone I couldn't have. Like, yeah, wow, fucking cringe me later. But it's true, right? But I mean, that wasn't the main thing. The whole reason why I was devastated was because I was going through my dark night. So, oh, that's why it's relevant. I was in my dark night soul. I've even actually told the story where I was crossing the road where I was they were my best friends at the time. Unfortunately, they're not now because the trauma of what happened in that course and experience, being around the same people actually brought up a lot of post-traumatic stress. It wouldn't now. Like, it took me years to be able to say happy birthday and that, and I kind of was very, I'd say, disassociated with that. Like, some years I'd say happy birthday, some years I wouldn't. But again, I've got ADHD, so I'm not going to make excuses for that. But yeah, it was traumatic for me. So that's going to be relevant for someone too. But what I will say is we were all very close friends at the time, and they did what they could in their capacity. I'm going to start crying now. See, that's interesting. It's not what you think you're going to cry at, because this has not got something to do with twin flames. This has got something to do with what was happening to me alone. And this is what I'm pointing out. It's got you, twin flames, whichever one you are, you're going through something of your own. A dark place of your own dark thoughts, or you're coming out of it, because that's in the verse. And that's in the verse about that. And then they're pulling me, what if everything's all right? How does that feel? But that would feel weird if you're used to the dark thoughts and everything going wrong. But basically, yeah, I was crossing the road at one point. We'd been shopping, and I'd just bought this little wooden angel, which, where is it actually? I'll Never Not Love You. That's going to be significant as well. That is about somebody that's been hurt in the past. Well, first of all, look at what I just fucking said. I wrote in my fucking essay, oh, my life's going down the fucking shitter, and this was meant to be a focal point for me to help other people, to distract me from the fact I'm in love with somebody I can't have right now. Like, or possibly never. Every time my hand reaches for yours, I feel the hesitation. I'm cringing, but this is important. I feel the hesitation. I'm sure that you're not sure. Every time your lips are mine, taste indecision. It's messing with my mind. So basically, that's important. Right? Just look at that yourself. Right? That's important, because it's like, look, I know there's a party that's terrified to love again, but I promise to the end I'll never run, leave you behind. That's what twin flames worry about the most. And someone's always more worried than the other. In fact, both people are always no wanting that, right? To be honest. But, oh god, I felt a sharp pain in my fucking kidney. That'll mean something, by the way. And then they pulled my eyes to true when I said that. But it's like, so it's just, oh god, they did. I'm getting really frustrated. They keep drawing me all this stuff about your attachment style. So it's up to you to identify what your attachment style is, just by reading a bit about them, right? Secure attachment, anxious avoidant, dismissive avoidant. I always forget the other one. But basically the point is, before, and I actually said this in another video that I meant to be short, and it ended up being like 50 minutes or something. I haven't listened back because I just put the phone down on my bed. So it's just a black video if I do put it up. But I'll just describe a little bit here if I just decide not to. Just because it was more just a way to gather my own thoughts. But I did film it as if I was going to put it out. So I'll just see. But basically, I feel there's many of you, all of you, basically all of you. If you've got if you're a counsellor or something, I said this in the video yesterday, you've got awareness of this. Or you don't need to be a counsellor, you've just got awareness of this. Because I actually had awareness of attachment styles from my back 20 years plus background of working with children, you know what I mean? But they've really led me to all of that again. And remember, Gemini energy, right, that we're in the last right now, it's information and it's learning and it's sharing. And because my Chiron's in Gemini, it's about using my voice to share that information and in my own way, which is important, because many people are terrified to go anywhere near counselling or therapy, because it's like, oh, if you're going to a counsellor, you've got major issues. Fucking newsflash, right? We've all got fucking major issues and we'd all benefit. I say it all the time. It's about looking deeper. deep within me are majestic radiance. And if you knew you were going to find the fucking jewels, your calling, the love of your life, you're going to stop letting shit get in the way. You're going to stop letting your subconscious rule your life, because that's really what I'm talking about here. When you've got the anxious avoidant or dismissive avoidant, you're going to, it's what I said about all or nothing. You're just basically, you're going to, depending on which one, you're going to choose to do nothing. So the anxious avoidance is a bit different, because it'd be like you really, really want something so much that it hurts, but you don't go anywhere near it, because of like the lines in that song. Like, that's why it's that bit just stuck out. Like, it's messing with my mind, because you'll feel that somebody really wants you, but they may not show you it's unstoppable. What sort? All smiles, I know what it takes to fill this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down. Oh, for fuck's sake, right? I mean, again, if you want to go, I'll put my armour on, show you how strong I am. That's got a different meaning right now, though, because that to me would be like being too dependent, like on yourself. And that's what these different styles, I know loads, listen, I'm not being funny, I know loads of you, women and men, and whatever you identify, are going to be identifying with this, right? And what I'm basically trying to say is, until I trained in therapy, yes, but it was really having my counsellor. And by the way, can I just say, I don't make a secret about this. I frustrated the hell out. My counsellor loved me to bits, and I've said this before, but and I said it very recently. I wrote it actually. When was that? About 3 weeks ago or something. That I still have her thank you card, and I finished. Obviously, I said thanks, and I texted that when we ended, but I wanted to really write something really nice or whatever. I just wanted to update her what was going on in my life and all that, and I still can. It's not too late. So that's the point there as well. It's never too late, right? It's definitely never too late with these connections, that people will tell themselves it is. So, again, whether you're whatever twin you are, because you mirror each other, right? You mirror each other. But it is important to get the timing with that too, actually, because there's a card under here that's like the timing wasn't right for us. Yeah, look, the time wasn't right for us. But it's kind of like, that is important, because although I'm saying it doesn't mean, oh, you're really wanting to talk to someone, so they really want to talk to you now. It's not that they wouldn't, but it's like if you're at the kind of start of the journey or even the middle, they could actually be spending time with someone else, and that's what they need right now. It's part of their karma. So again, you really got to tune in with that, right? You got to tune in, and that's why you let go of expectations and blah 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 blah. But for the majority of people I'm talking to, I feel something has shifted, right? And people have been like renewing your life. Look, they're pushing the clutter off the that's the emotional clutter, the whatever, the subconscious blocks. Radiant Vitality is filling my life, but basically I feel that's as well, like situationships or relationships or whatever that just aren't, like, people are moving on to where they're meant to be. I'm unstoppable anyway, but that, yeah, anyway. So yeah, they really want me to be highlighting a different attachment styles and at least looking at what you are, because 33 minutes, oh, time's up, because see how that makes sense again, but I can give them put more time on the timer. I thought I would. It makes sense, because time is up in the sense that you could live your whole life in dark thoughts about doing something about this, and then when people move on, because let's face, some people will, right? Some people will move on. I'm stressing that it's not me, like, because I really do feel I need to keep stressing. I'm not playing game. I'm not, like, I literally am, and like, it's fucking ridiculous the amount of love I have for mine, and he fucking knows it. But it's it's you know the song at the end of what's it called again? The film with Lady Gaga. Oh look, I'll never love again. Listen to the fucking words to that. That's me about him, right? And he's fucking, anyway. I was about to ruin the film for you, but whatever. It's like, when I heard that, I said to my best friends at the time. I said to my best friend in particular at the time, that's exactly it, and she knew. And some of these people are not even in my life anymore, but that is the one thing that I was, oh my god. Again, see, that's not tugging at my heartstrings because of him. Actually, anyway, fuck. Easy on me. Somebody needs you to take it easy on them, or you need to take it easy on yourself. This is because I'm feeling the energy of the Cancer full moon. I'm talking about my feels. That's the amount of respect I have for people that are not in my life, that I've not got connections with anymore, and I don't want to have connections with anymore. But still, that kind of, I feel there's always something that you don't lose with someone. I'm just laughing because, oh fuck me, right? This is hilarious, right? That we need to fucking pick the energy. I knew I was going to be crying at some point. But it's so funny. Look at the things I've nearly cried about. The other thing I nearly cried about was when I was referring to other friends that I lost touch with. And this one's now a bit more raw and deeper and whatever. And but it's more just touching because it's like I'm laughing, thinking how funny that one of my friends. I've got a couple of friends that do this, right? But one of my friends in particular sent me this song, and it's actually, oh wait a minute, I remember the words, but I can't remember what it's called. It's like something about I used to go out to parties. It's something about being a wallflower, and now it's like it's funky. Do you know what I mean? It's like I might actually. Do you know what? I'm fucking putting that in my like songs. And can I just say, right? This is like I'm cringing because I'm sure that friend won't be watching this, but if they are, they'll know that that's them, and I think that that will make them laugh, and that's the kind of connection that when you've had a connection with someone, even though you know that it's like right, the time in each other's lives is over, it's those moments don't fade. So again, I'm talking about a friend, but that could be how you feel about a karmic partner as well. The one for the relationships that break down. That it doesn't need to be a really painful ending, you know what I mean? It might be painful in a way, but it's like, can you part on good terms? Because, and it's not that, anyway, you know what I mean? There might be, well, there definitely will be pain at different points and whatever, but it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to say that, you know, there's not, in a way, with me, it's weird because there are loads of people that know how deep my feelings run for my twin flame, but then there's other people that know like that fucking next level. Fucking hell, it's 30. I just looked at 37. This shit is too intense. But you know, there's particular friends in my life, again, a lot of them which aren't in my life anymore because they listened to so many fucking stories and they watched it all unfold. And I just, when she sent me that song, it was because she knew it. Like, she, not only was she meaning that's you, but I actually think she was meaning that's him as well, because we mirror each other, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, and we both had our times of being party animals. For all I know, he still is, but we are very shy with each other, you know what I mean? And it's just, look at this, love lost. If you can, that's the song at the end of, look, our love was lost, but now we found it, and if you flash your heart, I won't deny it, I promise. Your walls are up, too cold to touch. Your walls are up, too high to climb. I know it's hard, but I can still hear it beating. So if you flash it, right? This is actually, sorry, this is getting far too cheesy. I need to stop. But it's it's really funny as well. Oh, do you know why it's so deep? Right? Again, my like I say, my Gemini energy hits my Scorpio stuff. So this is like really fucking deep shit. It's really, I'm transmuting pain right now. I'm transmuting pain that I'm picking up on for the people that are going to connect with this, and I'm obviously transmuting my own there as well. And no doubt transmuting my twins. You're welcome. But it's kind of like, well, you always are when you're transmuting your own anyway. But there's stuff that I'll know that's painful. There's stuff that I won't know that's painful for him. But that's the song at the end of. I can't remember the names to things. No strings attached. and I've channeled about that it's last year a lot actually, because it's one of my favourites. Because in the film it's her. She's the one that's the divine masculine energy, and he's the one that's really caught the feels and he's making it clear, but it's far too overwhelming for her, because I think it's something like, you know, I don't know if it's maybe something like her dad left when she was young or something, and so that's actually really the example of her attachment style would be, oh, she's definitely, yeah, see, this is what I think I'm going to be channeling about all the time to help people get why I go on about counselling so much, or even anything, hypnotherapy, any kind of healing, so that you don't stay in that place. Because just because if you identify with the not secure attachment styles, which is fucking, I'd say it's like fucking 95% of the fucking population. Again, that's why I always say, unless you've had good counselling or therapy, I feel everyone's got, sorry, but a fucked up attachment style. I've seen it around me in fucking every single person around me. It's the truth. And I can still see, I can absolutely see what attachment styles I was before I had a counsellor. And that's what I started saying, and noticed my shadow fucking made me talk about something else, because it was, you know, that part of me didn't want to share that. But again, it's because this is a part of my chart where I have to share more vulnerably. I have to go even more uncomfortable than what I already go to help others and to help me, right? And so what my shadow pulled me away from sharing was that I would say that my counsellor was really frustrated with me for loads of reasons. Like, you know, I've shared before about the fact that, like, she would always say, could you not just say happy birthday? Could you not just kind of, you know, get, and I'd just be like, no, absolutely not. Like, goes again, you know what I mean? Just, anyway, right? And then I got over that hurdle. It's undiscovered zone. Okay, no, I'll make the words of that one too. But that makes sense, you know what I mean? Well, oh, you just leave it and you'll never know. And then what about you fucking bump into the person 20 years later and you feel out you find out you're both having dark thoughts about having this connection, never fucking done anything about it because you were avoiding it because you were scared of being hurt. That's a very fucking sad story. They just told me the truth. So anyway, but we don't have regrets because everything happens the way it's meant to happen. And that's what's important, to pull people back to the twin flame thing here, the twin flame dynamic. Sorry, they just put, I'm just like laughing, my alarm just went off and it pulled me to, right. But look, another alarm's going off. The alarms are going off. The alarms are going off. The truth is hounding whoever this is for, whoever's going to connect it in whatever way. The cards are falling off and it's pulling me to the card for giving. Right, anyway, so embrace. Look, a lesson has been learned. 21 again. This is the World card. Something's coming full circle. But it's tower moments, like big, intense, huge changes in your life, but it's going to lead to success and growth. An opportunity is beckon, but it's in reverse. It's like not taking the opportunity because you feel out of balance. Find balance. So you need to get grounded. So if you are, this is what I mean, I'm picking up on the twins that are having dark thoughts about these connections and really ungrounded and freaking out basically. And I'm also picking up on the twins that are not that way and they need to do something about it. So, right. So, the cards I pulled before I came on, right, was... Oh, did that deflect again? It was something about... Oh, yeah. Basically, what I was getting at with my counsellor was that, you know, you've only got an hour on the session. It's that way for a reason, to teach you boundaries, right? Which is why when people do therapy with me, it is slightly different from the other sessions. Because other sessions I've been sitting on Zooms with folk for fucking are crazy. You wouldn't believe the amount of hours, or you would if you've had it with me. But when it's therapy, I strictly stick to the hour because I'm teaching you boundaries. And if you're somebody that's never had boundaries, what I'm saying about attachment styles really stresses this. If someone's had trauma, to give a really extreme example, if someone had been sexually abused or something, you know, to be having counselling and it not being sticking to those boundaries would be extremely not helpful. You know what I mean? So again, obviously that's not going to apply to those of you that do healing stuff and you're not a counsellor, but it is something to always keep in mind. If you can observe that you are there, because it doesn't need to be that extreme. It could just be that you've been in a situation. Oh my god, that's a cool. What's it? I love that wee song, right? But that's about somebody's coming on too strong or something. So I think that would be someone worrying. They're going, look, sometimes you love too hard, sometimes you go too far. Now I won't want you if you need me. Real things do not come easy. No, never been your average girl. So take time with me. Slow down. That's what cool down simmer. Oh fuck, that's hilarious. Cool down simmer. Okay, it's a funky tune, but basically, I feel that as either you worrying or you're someone worrying, twin worrying that they're going to come on strong, they're going to be too much and they're going to put you off, right? Or you're going to come on too strong, you're going to put someone off, or something like that. This feels like a different sort of vibe than what I was picking up before. But it all keeps coming back down to, sometimes I want my space to just pull me to line to, that would be somebody that is anxious avoidant or anxious dismissive. They would need a lot of space, right? And again, I'm going to tie it back. This is now, oh god, this information's flying in so fast. Oh yeah, and I've done it again. I'm sure my counsellor would say that she felt it took years to actually get, to the deeper parts. Whether it was anything to do with me with what I was talking about him, or whether it was anything to do with talking about the pain that I experienced on the course, or because I broke my own counsellor's fucking heart with what happened to me on that course, let me tell you. That's why I will be fucking writing a book about it one day, but it will be a book from a healed place. But yeah, when she finally started getting to that core, when I knew that it was okay for me to just speak from the wounded, the anxious or the wounded parts of me, which I would always say is your inner child for everyone, and your shadow. You stop being like, oh, I'm alright, I'm a toughie, I'm fine, because I'm Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, right? So it's like I'm a fucking, and I'm the high degrees of Aries. That's why when I was channeling about the way me and him used to be with each other, I wouldn't have seen that as a big deal before, because it was like, well, we were just fuck buddies. Sorry, sorry to be so fucking blunt about it here, but that's true. Just pull me that again. But we did have feelings for each other, feelings that we couldn't handle, right? And then also for practical reasons, of what I always just buffer it with is that after a long time of doing that and me being like, wow, this is not healthy. And think about it, this is long before I'd done any training in counselling. I've just a natural kind of had that quality about me. I believe in you. Oh, freedom. There's a dragonfly again. This is throat chakra stuff. Oh, wait a minute. That's what Michael Bublé coming on, is it? Time goes by. I've been holding everything inside, but now I've got nothing left to hide. When I'm right, I'm not reading that. That's cheese. Anyway, oh, I'm pissing myself laughing at this. What I'm saying is we all get there in our own time, and if I had to have a fucking counsellor for 7 years and she only really started cracking the nut, or getting to the core of the fucking stuff that I needed to get to, as I'm being drawn the throat chakra bit of the chakra flag over there too, then it's money well spent, it's time well spent, it's energy well spent, because it means that at some point all that energy you've put into something, or all that energy I've put in to get in that healing for myself, it's all going to go whoosh, you know what I mean? I'm going to be able to use that at the right time, and I've already have used that at the right time in many different areas of my life. It's the gift that keeps on giving, is what I always say about therapy. And actually, with a lot of the twin flames out there, what I'm trying to say is, it's like, you can go from being anxious avoidant or anxious dismissive to secure, because that's what I've done. Absolutely, that's what I've done. Now, can I fall back into these when I feel threatened or unsafe? Absolutely. But that's why I said in the one for today's video, actually, but I recorded it the other day, that's why I said my boundaries now are that I can't have casual I can't have casual sex, right? And I can't, and I definitely couldn't do that with him, because that's what we done before, and it would confuse me. And that's what's so weird. That's what happened all those years ago. You know, that's why I started getting really fucked up in my head, because I was like, I can't do what I've done before. Like, I fucking love this guy. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, doesn't really matter if he fucking loves me, I love him. And I can't turn it off, obviously. And then I found out, you know, it's that whole fucking being bound to someone forever kind of thing. But, you know, the kindred partnership. Anyway, but, yeah, so the energy I felt before I went into this, which I'm going to have to watch it back, see what this is all about, was, you need to speak your truth if this is you, or someone's going to speak their truth to you. But the truth needs to be spoken. There's a death and rebirth going on. Someone's in the process of renewing their life. It's messy. And then because I've just picked that up and I regret lying to you is behind it with I replay our conversations over and over again. That's the truth. So whether it's you or the other person, there's a painful ending happening, but the truth is, yeah, the truth is, and the, because I didn't mean to say that, but they meant to say it. The truth is that, so whether this is, let's just leave that there and see what my kind of love. Again, that is intense as well, because it's like, look, that's when you'll feel my kind of love, when you're going through hell. That's what that means to me. I think she's a twin flame. I've said that, I say it all the time, but this is when you've been backstabbed, betrayed by those that you love, absolutely heartbroken. It really couldn't get any worse. And then when it's in reverse, sometimes you can read it. Sometimes I read it as it's doubly worse. Like, this is somebody's on the ground and they can't get up. Remember, I keep saying, I feel there's people feeling like they're on the ground. And that's, I've just put that on the serious cat, so it's like, on the ground. But the good news is once you get that far, you start going up to the, you know what I mean? And you begin again. The 10 is the end and you can begin again. So I do feel this is some twins, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, that have went through a heartbreak with a karmic partner, or just many different heartbreaking situations and needing to heal their heart. Which is why, if you're someone that reaches, you need to let go of expectations. But time's up. That's going to mean different things to different people. Time's up for avoiding being, it's not avoiding your feet, avoiding being happy. Avoiding taking even a baby step towards your happiness. Nobody's saying you need to fucking propose or whatever. It's like, you know what I mean? But don't punish yourself. Let go of expectations if you're someone that reaches out to someone, because everyone could be going through stuff like this. Anyway, then I pulled the 5 of Cups in reverse, right? And that is about sadness. So if you are somebody that reaches out and you let go of expectations, which again, I'm talking from past experience, I have done this where I've got a really strong feeling that I need to say something, and usually I've done it a couple of times. It would be happy birthday, right? And it would just be because I know when I say happy birthday, I'm sending healing with it and love, and it's, you know, and I can handle it when I don't get anything back, right? But it might not be happy birthday, it might be something else. You might just get a really strong feeling that they need you, right? So trust that. And you might not get confirmation of it either, and that's why you just got to let it go, right? And if you feel you can handle it, and do it, because it'll put somebody, like, if somebody's in a really bad place, which that'll stop them being, basically it'll make them a bit happier is what I'm saying. They won't be as sad as what they were, whether it's got anything to do with you or not. For a lot of you, it will have something to do with you, but there'll be other stuff going on. So send the message. Go to see them. Ask them if they want to see you. This could be it doesn't need to be a date. It could be like, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to get a coffee? I don't know. Different people have different styles. Or do you want to come and fucking visit me in the middle of the night and sneak in my door? I'll keep the light off and we don't need to talk. You know what I mean? Coming home, baby, right away. That's what all that says. And like, it doesn't even know lyrics, because it just basically says the same thing throughout the whole song. I'm coming home, baby. Someone's coming home. But look, oh yeah, look, coming to see you, right? So, and remember, home, oh God, home is your twin flame, but home is also what this full moon is about. This is about basically when you just send that message and release expectation, you take somebody, either you're sending the message to someone, or you either take somebody out of their head, you take them out of feeling trapped and stuck, and like they're just basically, this is trapped and stuck and in a really dark place. Basically, it's the equivalent of that, dark thoughts, right? Or you take yourself out of that. So this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter whether you're the person sending or receiving with your twin flame, because you're actually doing it for yourself if you think about it. You're doing it for yourself. But you're doing it for the both of you, because it's your mirror. When you actually get, oh my God, and she's looking in the mirror. I can't with this. I actually can't. And then we have the true love card, the Two of Cups. And I didn't even think about that when I was channeling that energy, that was the next card, right? Then, just to clarify what I was picking up on, I shuffled and I asked, is that the story that I'm channeling right now? Is that the truth? And then I shit you not, and I'll shuffle them again to see if it comes out. True, yes, what you're asking about is the truth. And definitely yes. The answer to your question is a strong yes. So I'm going to say that I definitely feel somebody, whether you are aware of it or not, you needed some kind of confirmation that you needed to do this. But I don't care about the cards and that, guys. You see what I do. The last few videos I've done, but really I've been doing this for years, is that, but specifically because I've been watching them back, I usually always watch it back before I publish it, but you mean sometimes I'm guided to go and watch it again, oh, and because something will happen, I'll be like, oh, and like, you know, someone will update me on something, or something will happen, like, and anyway, I noticed it in the one that I done for today and the one I done for yesterday, like, I channel at the start, which is why I do that, and then the cards back me up, but yeah, this was definitely to answer something, like whether you're aware that you've been putting that out there. Right, I'm getting tired now. I fucking wonder, what time is it? I've got to go. Oh yeah, shit. I said I was going to go. Right. How do you want to end this? Let's see what. How do you want to end this? What they're saying about this as well, right? Is that isn't. Wait a minute. It's been intense. Let's just make it even more intense. What's important about this? Look at that. I remember every detail of this date. What's important is you wouldn't do that if you didn't care. You wouldn't remember every detail of days, especially things that were like 10 years ago and that read all about it. That's the truth. That's you speaking your truth. That's you not caring that people know who you really are and how you feel. I replay conversations over and over again. This can be like, this is what men do in particular. I mean, masculine women too. Women do it too, but it's like, women do, I mean, Christ, I do that. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously I do it and I fucking share when I'm doing it too, but it's like, men do that too. But they're more, that's what I was led to yesterday. It was so interesting. I was connecting the dots, the attachment styles, and that the love languages thing, right? And then it was so crazy because I was connecting those dots myself with synchronicity. And then the podcast I was watching, that is literally what I want you. But I just feel this person, your twin, has made out that they don't. And that's confused the hell out of you if you're that person, or if you're the person that does want your twin flame, but has looked like you don't. No, not for you, because you don't feel good enough. My life's not together as it seems. I know I messed up everything and I couldn't let you get close to me. But I love you unconditionally. See what I mean? I lost myself for a little while. And can I just say, I'm afraid to contact you. I'm not. So many things remind me, I'm just going to stop. Can I just say, I've not watched other videos today, but I got confirmation of what I was picking up on while I was making a coffee and my phone was charging. And I did actually catch another video that someone had picked. It was the same fucking energy. And it was that kind of quite confusing. But the thing is, if you've got awareness of subconscious mind, it won't be a surprise to you. And it's so weird because see, with what was going on with me and my twin, I didn't know as much as what I know now, or as much as what I've known even the past 10 years, 5, maybe 5, 6, maybe not quite 10, but you know, I've known this a long time now, but I didn't know, but I felt it on I felt it on that level because of my strong Scorpio placements. I felt it didn't make sense. But I now know, like I say, I don't know his exact placements, but I know enough of them to know that they're intense. They're very. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of placements that feel like home, but we've also got a lot of placements that are really intense, very obviously intense sexual chemistry and all that, and strong mirror and stuff, even if we weren't twins actually, to be honest. But that's fine when you've already established what's going on with you and you've spoke about it and you're in that, you're at least getting to know each other. But it's actually that, if you haven't, you know what I'm saying? So I feel lots of people connect with that too. My God. Sorry, this is like really intense. Right. Fuck. So for the other people then, whoever's connected with this, I'll need to watch it back. What have we got for the Divine Feminine? Fast track, the Ascension, the Chosen One. I'm telling you, this is about your journey, Divine Feminine. It's getting really intense than it's ever been before. And seeing through the illusions of this world. To what it's really all about. 1111, take me home, twin flames, pathway to true love. If you're a Divine Feminine, a true Divine Feminine, you came here to find your way back to true love. That's deep. Right, let's see what the Divine Masculine's got. And look at that song still playing, very relevant. That was a song I posted when I came out my psychic closet. Masculine is reprogramming their soul, that's what I'm talking about, and this is who I'm doing this for. The masculine men and women, whatever you identify as, to reprogram your soul, to say that if you are afraid of anything, of following your dream career, well, obviously the main top one is going to be of getting close to someone or closer, or having, your dreams come true with the true love, whatever bit you're at. If you're stuck in that, which is what I help my clients with, mainly women, but there's men out there that are wanting to be that too, but they don't do anything about it. Oh, look, and so they stay sexual. They hide behind being sexual, but they really want to be that. That's fucking mental. Women do that too, by the way. Yeah, you can reprogram your soul. You don't need to stay that way, or you can, which is why I say all the time, oh, that's why I think, right, so think about it, right? I might be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong, right? Wouldn't it make sense if my twin's love language was words of affirmation in particular? Or acts of service. That could go all types of funny, I could make a funny comment. But because words of affirmation are like, praise and hearing how much somebody cares about, that, well, something like that, right? And like, look at all the stories I talk about him. And then the acts of service would be doing something helpful for someone, or I suppose that's more like doing chores around the house and shit like that they describe. But you know what I'm saying? It's like this is putting yourself on the line to help a shitload of other people in the same situation, twin flames. But it's also to help, this happen, the loving men and the loving women. But that can't go on forever. I'm just sort of saying, for anyone in that sort of situation, because particularly for me, because my love language is physical touch. So, it's not all about you. Sorry, you'll get that. This is funny. Right, where else is Divine Masculine? Practice self-love, nurture your inner child. Look at what I've been saying. The way that you need to nurture your inner child and get the mother in is by letting yourself be the loving man, by letting yourself be loved as well, or the loving woman. that some of you may be clearing core wounds with soulmates. You might be in other things. You might be tying up loose ends, and that's okay to be there. Some of you aren't, and you're hiding behind something else. Some of you need to let your light shine. Let your love shine. Take responsibility for where you're at. Clearing karma. Kundalini activation as sexual's playing. That's kind of funny. Higher heart opening, 11:11. Compassion. Mission accomplished. Welcome home. As this full moon's about home. Master alchemist. That's what I am. That's what you are if you allow yourself to be that, people. Violet flame activation. But this is what I am in the fact that I heal with the violet flame. I've just transmuted a holy shit with my strong Scorpio and Gemini energy. Because I'm a divine feminine. Which aligns me with abundance, my happiness. And guess what my happiness is? My divine masculine. The chosen one. Unification. Aligning with abundance. Pathway to true love. But I let go of expectations when that happens, because some of you out there, this is going to make sense to possibly even mine. False twin flame. Intense change. That's what your twin flame could have been dealing with. Before they realise that you're their twin flame, they have to deal with false twin flames, because I didn't fucking call it that. Well, actually I did after a certain point, but I realised after, you know what I mean? I wasn't calling the other one my twin flame, but I was thinking he was my soulmate and that, and then I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? And then I realised who was my soulmate, my twin flame. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely, and I know that this is definitely the case, because particularly if you identify with being anxious, avoidant, or anxious, dismissive, there's a needy element to it. So if people that are anxious like that do actually get into a relationship with someone, that's why it's dangerous, because you could be very needy to that karmic partner and they could toy with your emotions. Therefore, it makes sense why then people don't want to get in the real thing, because they think the same thing's going to happen. But they're two very different things. Look at that. False twin flame and twin flame. Very different things. Because again, this is a bit too close to the bone, but I'm going to say it. My false twin flame, I don't like calling that, but my false twin flame, karmic partner, and my twin flame have things about them that are similar, only really in the sense of the sexual thing, I'd say, actually. You know, hiding behind that. Everything else, completely fucking different. You know what I mean? It's, but both fully shit at times, that's... Sorry. Sacred sexuality. Accessing unified field, staying grounded. The point of what I'm saying here is, again, because again, the other one's got, I've no fucking idea what the other one's doing in life. But again, I always say I hope he's happy, but absolutely, that feels like a million trillion years ago. And literally, you know what I mean, nothing to do with my life, never want to be. And it's kind of like, but the difference is, it's a million trillion years ago with my twin flame too, but it feels like it was yesterday, because you can pick up where you left off with your twin flame. But you're not allowed to, because it's a spiritual process. You're only allowed to sort of come back in together properly and stay together once the energy is balanced enough, because you're triggering each other's traumas. That's what's really important to know, is that your twin is with the karmic partners to trigger all their traumas in a really horrible way, actually. For them to realise, look, you're the best is playing. But look, that's about balance. I was talking about balance. For you to realise that you deserve better, like you are a good person. The karmic partner helps you realise, I don't fucking deserve this, right? And they fuck with your head, whether it's friends or family or karmic partners thinking about you. And then your twin does that too. But some twins, you can do that from afar. So me and mine have done that from afar. You know what I mean? Because like I say, we have hurt each other, but it's all really been distantly that we've hurt each other, and we've more hurt each other by staying in that and like just basically not sharing anything with each other, you know what I mean, about how we feel, because most of the time it just wasn't appropriate, right, is what the way that I put it. But at some points there's been wee gaps where it was, when anyway, I've had enough of this, right? So I'm fucking hungry now too, and I've got to go and get my niece. Right, so what do we need to know to just wrap this up? Right, I'm fucking... intimacy, right? But look, I pulled that out in reverse. Fear of intimacy. Both people. Not one, both. But somebody's a little bit less afraid of the intimacy than the other. I know who that is in my twin flame connection. Do you know which one you are? It's not a fucking competition either, I would like to say. It's just fucking makes sense, doesn't it? That if I've had 7 years of counselling, I'm going to be a lot more secure with myself than the other one. And then I can not counsel. You can't counsel your twin, I say it all the time, but you mirror them, you know. And I don't just mean twin flames mirror, because they do. I mean in the fact that anybody around me, while I was going through that process of looking at my own shit and everything, a lot of my friends did say they felt like they had counselling because they noticed the change in me, and then they started to do that. They started to notice where they were stressed and let go of it. Don't take on other people's stress, breathe it out now. But when it became too much, to be honest, because it's different, because I am a natural, so not only is that because of my counselling that I changed, and then it helped other people calm down and, you know, change and all that. And again, a lot of people some people acknowledged that for me in my life. A lot of people that aren't in my life anymore, and some people just didn't even acknowledge it. You know, they would have noticed it and they never sort of acknowledged it. But some people did say, like, you know, my family have noticed that because you're in my life, how calmer I am. But then it started, look, don't take on other people's stress, breathe it out. That's where you have to learn your own boundaries if you are, say, a counsellor or a healer, because you can't take all the other person's pain on, and that's why you're not allowed to be your twin until a certain point. So this is why you have to disregard this if you know that it's just not time yet. But because I have to use me as an example there again, I'm not worried about me, because do I want to scoop him up in my arms and fucking cuddle him and do a whole load of other shit with him? Of course I fucking do, right? But I don't want to do that if he's uncomfortable about doing that and he wants to face his own stuff by himself and being a fucking hell, man. Yeah, so I mean, that's probably him. That'll be him, you know, sending the sexual songs. Let's just put this over here. That's absolutely hilarious. Okay, I've got to keep going. I've got to keep going. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like, men do connect through sex. They do. But if you're on the receiving end of that, you've got to be clear about, right, okay, we can do that too, but I need a balance here. Believe in yourself. See yourself doing well and you will. True, yeah. What you're asking about is the truth. Listen to your true feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong. Like running away from the truth of this connection. Because at some point the time wasn't right for you and your twin flame. Like it wasn't right for me and mine. But at other times, it's time to make a wish and expect the very best. And I'd do something about it. Whichever one you are. Because like I said, I'm not saying this for my twin to do something about it. I mean, he does. But it could even be that I reach out and then fucking reply. You know what I mean? And it has been that in the past. Or it could be that he reaches out to me and then of course I'm going to, you know what I mean? And it's just people worried, they get in dark thoughts about, well, I don't want to overwhelm them, I don't want to crowd them. And then other person's like, oh God, I don't want them to see how much I like. You know, both people are like, there's different thoughts go on. And that's why you need to communicate. But you started something important and now it's time to finish it. I mean, that's an understatement, isn't it? Relax, depends how long this has been on hold. Relax, everything's okay, don't worry. It's all going to be fine. And it's worth waiting for. Just keep it simple. Your patience will be rewarded. I ended today's one like this, and it's the same day. Put your energy into basics and let go of excess. Let go of worrying and practice. Basically, you cannot look. That's the full moon. Family culture. Learn more about your family stories and histories. We all pick up good habits, bad habits from our ancestors and our family and all of that, and everyone's in that boat. If you avoid something forever, you're never going to be comfortable with it, especially intimacy. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice until you get it right. And what I'm saying is, if somebody really cares about you, if somebody really loves you, they'll give you that time. They'll not force you into a relationship. They'll they'll wait 10 years, they'll wait fucking 20 years. Hell, I've fucking seen people out there, twin flames, saying they've been waiting 30 years. I mean, they deserve a special place in heaven, do you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case, I'm tempted to see what song goes on to next. But you know, whatever the case, I just like I wrote in the comments of the video for the oh fuck, I've just leaned back and that'd be funny if lean back but it's I'm in pain, seeing people in pain, basically. I'm seeing people in pain, feeling people in pain. Oh look at that. That's quite frankly magical. It's about to turn one. Let's see what song it goes on to at 144. And then I'll pull it. Crazy love. Right, okay. A lot of Michael Bublé there, isn't there? He's one of my favourites, so that's why. Can I just, I'm sorry, but that song was out around the time that I was spending a lot of time in my time. That's how fucking long ago it was. And I used to listen to this song all the time. And then I couldn't listen to it because it just fucking annoyed me because he wasn't in my life. Oh my god. She's got a fine, I thought it was funny, she's got a fine sense of humour when I'm feeling lower down. And when I come to her when the sun goes down, that's what he used to do with me. Takes away my troubles, takes away my grief, takes away all my heartache in a night like the thief. In a night like a thief. Yeah, look, there's somebody wanting love. Crazy love. It is fucking crazy. His is fucking fucked up crazy love. He does fucking love me back, I'm telling you that, even though he's never fucking told me that, but he does. Anyway, on that note, that was really funny, but true. So I'm gonna go healer of the. Oh, there's Jesus. This is divine masculine, having that come to Jesus moment, being reborn. They've got options, but they're opening their heart to the door to romance. I just picked these up, by the way. Oh look, 33. That's probably why I use that. They're coming into balance and they're listening to spirit. I ended today's video, it's the same energy, you know, it's collective energy, because I ended today's video with hearing spirit, and now I've just pulled door to spirit. So yeah, you're going to know which one you are. It's going to be a mixture of things, but let go of expectations. And just let's see what happens. And you better fucking let me know out there. In private, it's absolutely fine, but let me know if this helped you, because I've really fucking laid myself on the line, right? For all of us. See you there.